The war in the Pacific, 7th of December 1941 to the 15th of August 1945, though only one part of the cataclysmic Second World War, was, taken as a whole by itself, a wider-ranging and more intensive amphibious struggle than the world had ever seen. The two aspects of it, naval and military, are of course closely interlocked. Indeed, the influence of sea power on the land fighting, each campaign of which was initially an amphibious operation, needs less stressing than in accounts of most wars. On the other hand, so vast is the subject that nothing less than a work composed of scores of massive tomes could do it full justice or cover it adequately for the serious student. Even the official History of United States Naval Operations in World War II by Samuel Eliot Morison devotes 9 of its 14 volumes entirely to the Pacific theatre. This single volume on the course of the naval operations is aimed at the non-professional reader who cannot devote the time to a study so detailed or so comprehensive. The inevitable compression results in somewhat superficial accounts of the major sea battles, those long-distance assaults by naval aircraft upon the carrier-centred fleets of their opponents and the defensive aerial fighting above them. The greatest of these have been the subjects of individual books. The several surface actions fought between the naval forces supporting the armies contesting the occupation of the island chain forming the southern limits of the Japanese conquests, the Solomons and the Bismarck archipelago, have had less attention paid to them. This is perhaps because more often than not, it was the eventual losers in the war who showed themselves so superior in that form of fighting. Yet they are of considerable interest in that they demonstrate the triumph of human qualities instilled by intensive training, patriotic fervour, and fanatical courage in the maritime people over material advantages enjoyed by opponents with less warlike inspiration operating in an element to which they were strangers. They took place by night, when the scenario covering an area hundreds of miles in diameter, reaching out to the limits of the range of carrier-borne aircraft, shrank to the little circle of sea within the scope of human night vision, aided, at first, only by binoculars. Japanese possession, unknown to the Allies, of a torpedo of unprecedented range gave them a vital advantage. This, however, was not the only reason why the Americans and the few Allied units serving with them seemed amateurs in the ring with professionals. The Japanese were trained to a high degree of efficiency in night fighting. The crews of their opponents reflected the hasty expansion of their navy, which threw them into battle lacking any expertise, the ships themselves being organized into squadrons with strangers. They suffered accordingly,